Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the NBA preseason is about to start. You might be watching this video after the actual first game, or maybe you're watching it before. The first game is at like 6 a.m. Eastern time. It's in Japan between the Golden State Warriors and the Washington Wizards. And just to let you guys know, for those that don't know, I do have a second channel called Extra Crispy. I do NBA highlight reactions over there. And let me just say, I am so excited for this NBA season. Like, probably the most excited I've been really since like Chauncey was on the Detroit Pistons. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I'm so excited about this season, and I feel like I've struck this really nice balance with the type of content on my channel as of late. You know, I've been loving doing rebuilds, the occasional 2K video, whatever it may be, talking about rumors, speculation, actual trades that happen, and occasionally I get a comment of people saying, "Yo, Crispy, like 2K is great." Sometimes we just want to listen to you talk about basketball, which I love to do, man. Like, I'll do that all day. So definitely a type of form that I want to add to this channel going forward into the NBA season and things along those lines. So for today's video, what we're going to be talking about is just like one thing that I'm looking for from each NBA team as far as the preseason goes. You guys can tell me what you're looking for your favorite team, or if you want to do every single team, let me know in the comment section below what those are. I read every single comment, by the way. Can't always respond to every single one of them just because it's like a full-time job, you know, responding to everybody all the time about everything. I wish I could, man, but yeah, I do read every single thing. Let me just tell you that. So, yep, no script here or anything along those lines. I'm not really much of a script guy, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, sometimes I might write down like the occasional fact or something I really want to make sure that I talk about, but for the most part, man, it's all off the top of my head. That's why when you get comments, people saying like, "Yo, Crispy, your NBA knowledge lacks." It's like, no, sir or madam, it's actually the memory that lacks. Yeah, never been a great test taker. Let me just say that real quick. But okay, let's get going on this. First team we have is the Atlanta Hawks. We're just going to go to alphabetical order, so if you want to like skip ahead towards like whatever team, like you can do that by knowing it's alphabetical order. But the first thing we have here is the Atlanta Hawks. And I will say for the for the first like preseason games and really early on NBA season, I'm watching for DeJounte Murray's fix to Trae Young. Like, that's going to be essential, man. And, you know, I was just watching some DeJounte Murray on NBA TV the other day, and the dude's a bucket, man. Like, we all know he's a triple-double threat and everything. It's just Trae and DeJounte are both point guards, and well, they're gonna have to spend a lot of time playing off ball, and just like how that dynamic's gonna work is gonna be very interesting. Also, I want to see what Okongwu is all about this season too. You know, being completely healthy and everything. A lot of people think that, you know, sooner rather than later he should be starting. I am one of those people, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for with the Atlanta Hawks. Next up is the Boston Celtics. So what exactly could we be looking for a team that just got to the NBA Finals? Well, we know that the coaching situation is different now, so we'll kind of see how that all goes early on, just kind of some of the schemes that Joe, you know, draws up and everything along those lines. But I will say from like a basketball perspective, like look at the players on the court. We know that Robert Williams is going to be, you know, out for a few weeks. I think, he might miss like the first month of the NBA season. So we'll kind of see if the Celtics go more in the direction of small ball, you know, running Jason Tatum at the 4 spot, Al Horford at the 5, or maybe they go out and sign a free agent, you know, whatever it may be. Malcolm Brogdon, is he going to start the NBA season? We know that he's somebody that's supposed to be coming off the bench as a 6 man, but with this new injury, you might see him in the starting lineup. And then how is that going to affect things if he just starts absolutely balling out and being like this missing point guard piece that the Celtics desperately did need, in my opinion? So yeah, just some of the rotations and what the short-term lineup is going to be for the season. Next up is the Brooklyn Nets. I think it has to be Ben Simmons, and really just how Ben Simmons is going to be orchestrated into the starting 5 in the first place. Like, is he going to be playing point guard? Is Kyrie going to be playing off ball? Are they going to try him at center? Is he going to be playing at power forward? If so, is he still going to be the guy handling the basketball most of the time, or is he going to be playing off ball a lot more? And how is that going to work out for a guy that we know essentially cannot space the floor, and would essentially be playing with Nicholas Claxton, another player that's not really a floor spacer? So yeah, a lot of offensive talent on the Nets. It just seems like Ben Simmons is going to need to be the guy that handles the rock for it all to really flow. But then again, if the ball's in his hands, it's not in Kevin Durant's hands. So I don't know. I'm very curious how that's all going to play out. For the Charlotte Hornets, I mean, LiAngelo Ball, I hope, you know, hopefully he gets some good PT out there. I hope that he gets an actual roster spot. I know he has like a non-guaranteed contract and everything. It seems like we go through this every single year with LiAngelo Ball. But I'm hoping he gets a good, solid chance at it. If anything, I think that if they keep him for the season, that it's going to lead to, you know, ticket sales to some extent. I don't think the Hornets are going to be great this season, so I want to see who he's all about. But also early on, I want to see Mark Williams, because he was I believe the second center taken in the draft. I don't remember who was drafted first, Mark Williams or Jalen Duren. One of the two I forgot in my mind, but that's that memory thing, man. I'm telling you about. It's just the memory is just so bad. I'm sorry, but yeah, I want to see how he plays. Looks like a more traditional type of center, and just hopefully he has high enough basketball IQ, can catch some lobs, block some shots. I don't think he's got to do anything too tricky out there. Leave that to LaMelo Ball, and yeah, hopefully he just ends up being like an Andre Drummond type or somebody, or DeAndre Jordan, whoever that may be. For this team going forward. Next is the Chicago Bulls, and definitely early on, two things. Patrick Williams, he ended the season playing damn good basketball. I think his stat line from his last game was 20 points and 8 for 12 shooting. There was at some point that man had 20 points and 8 for 12 shooting. I just remember that for whatever random ass reason. So seeing him. Also, point guard position. I don't know if Io is going to be starting at point guard, if they go with Caruso at the point guard. You got Kobe White, because Lonzo Ball is going to be out for probably a few months, if not longer. I'm not going to lie, like, there's a chance we don't see Lonzo Ball return to the Bulls this season, and there's probably a chance we might not see it at all. Like, I don't know if you guys saw his recent interview. He basically said that right now, he cannot run, and he cannot jump. He just can't at all. And his knee is still that bad, but I know he just had surgery on it too and everything, so all that stuff takes time to heal. I get so nervous that Lonzo's going to end up being like the next like Brandon Roy or somebody like that, just like this great player that could have been even greater, but we only got to see a few seasons of. Next, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think two things to look out for is one, Donovan Mitchell playing on a new team, and his offensive impact. Is he going to be somebody taking just as many shots as he was on the Utah Jazz? Is he going to be able to ask to do a little bit less, but still stay efficient with it? And then the small forward position also, I think Isaac Okoro gets the start there, and I think he should be fine, but he really just needs to be able to knock down his three-point shots and clamp up on defense. If he can do that, he will be that starting small forward and be the perfect fit on that team. He will be like the Mikal Bridges type of role for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dallas Mavericks, I want to see how Christian Wood is as a six-man. Like, I'm going to guess during the preseason he'll probably start at times, because that's just how preseason is. But, is with the reports of him being a six-man, like, I hope he embraces the role, because I think even as a six-man, like, he could win that award. He can win six-man of the year. He's that talented. If he can drop 18 points and 10 rebounds off the bench, that's absolutely fantastic. And, with a starting five that's so focused and centric around Luka Doncic, I don't mind the idea of Christian Wood be able to take over as a six-man and go into the game at times and being able to be somebody that can, pick and roll the basket or pick and pop the three-point shot and everything. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Next is the Denver Nuggets. I think it's got to be the dudes that were injured. Michael Porter and also Jamal Murray. I almost just called him Jamal Williams. Who the hell's Jamal Williams? Is there Jamal Williams? Jamal Tinsley? I have to look it up if there's a video here, man. But regardless, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., by the way. Yes, Jr. I don't know how much run they're going to get in the preseason. You would assume after really Jamal didn't play at all last year, and then Michael Porter, I believe he played in the beginning of the season, and then he went out with the back injury, I believe it was, and just wasn't, even before that, you could tell like things were still lingering with him injury-wise. So just those guys getting back into it and seeing how in shape they are, seeing how they are playing basketball after essentially being out for so long, should be interesting. Next, we have the Detroit Pistons. Two things that I'm really going to be looking at for the preseason is, for one, I was going to say the power forward position, but I think Bojan probably gets to start there now, because for a while there, it's like, is Isaiah Stewart going to be playing the four? Is it going to be Marvin Bagley? But I think Bojan probably starts there, so I don't think that should be an issue. But beyond that, Ivy's going to, see what he's doing and everything, so I guess that will be number one. And then the big one for me is Killian Hayes, because Killian Hayes is going to be asked to be a six-man now, or maybe, I always say six-man for bench player. He's going to be asked to come off the bench now. And I just know he's not always the most aggressive player, like in the starting five. So I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to like boost his confidence kind of playing against some of the secondary lineups as far as the rest of the league goes. I'm hoping he can kind of play like a Ricky Rubio type of role that Ricky did play for the Cavaliers last season, and just be that go-to efficient backup point guard that's going to do a little bit of everything out there, still play good quality minutes, and just really get that second unit, out there balling, man. So I can't wait for it. I'm curious. Next up, we have the Golden State Warriors, and probably with them, James Wiseman. I hope he's back for the preseason. I don't know if it's been announced he's going to play in the preseason or not, but seeing what he's all about. Some of the other younger players too, Kuminga, Moses Moody. Basically, we know the Warriors, as far as their team is constructed right now, like they are already great. They're a championship team, but eventually players are going to get older, so it's nice to just go and watch the the younger players and look at the guys that are going to be part of that new window, going forward and everything, and seeing like which guys are going to stick around. Next up, we have the Houston Rockets. I mean, I think you got to say Jabari Smith and what he's all about. I heard he's up to like 6'11" now as far as his height goes. He very well could end up being like 7'1". You know what I'm saying? So I think he was the best catch and shoot player in the draft. He still really does remind me a lot of Rashard Lewis. I think for him, maybe sometimes what I saw in him during the summer league was he lacked a little bit of confidence. Some rookies come in the league like that and they're just not ready to like dominate right away. So I'm hoping he comes in with this confidence, knowing that he probably could have been number 1 pick. There was a lot of talks about it. Yeah, he fell to the 3rd pick. No big deal. You really could have went 1, 2, 3 with any of those guys. So yeah, I think he'll be great there. Also, Jalen Green, this dude is bulking up. I was, watching some stuff about NBA Media Day, and I think they were saying that Jalen Green was looking like the best defender on the team. So if he can end up really embracing the defense side of things, especially with his athleticism, we already know he's a bucket offensively speaking. He could propel his way up to a top 3 to 5 shooting guard this season. I really do believe that. I think Jalen Green could be that type of player. Indiana Pacers. Curious, Jalen Smith. I want to see what he's all about. Benedict Mathurin. I mean, I think he definitely could end up being like a big time steal, one of the better players from this draft class. I think Tyrese Halliburton's going to pick off right where he left off. Miles Turner, and just kind of like how he's going to embrace the team, knowing that, I don't know, it sounds like he's going to get traded. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. It seems like we talk about every single year, and then Miles Turner just continues staying on the Pacers, which is fine. He's a good center. He should stay there. Clippers. Probably the point guard position. I was just reading that Reggie Jackson has been taking the reps with the starters. So I guess that would mean John Wall would probably be coming off the bench, which probably isn't a bad way to start things off if I'm being 100% honest, especially for the point guard position. Like what you get from Reggie Jackson already. He's more of a scoring type of guard. I think that works nice in a lineup where you want the ball in the hands of Paul George and also Kawhi Leonard. And then, John Wall, who's a very quick player, and I still think, despite all the injuries, he's probably still one of the quicker players in the NBA. I like the idea of him playing off the bench with Luke Kennard and Terrence Mann and players like that. So yeah, that should be pretty cool. Next up, we have the Lakers. I mean, Russell Westbrook. How's that going to work? What's their starting 5 going to be looking like? Are they even going to be playing the starters? Is LeBron or AD going to play in the preseason at all? Just a lot of drama going on over there. Memphis Grizzlies, to be 100% honest, nothing I'm really watching out for with this team all too much. I think they'll be great. Preseason wise, I mean, I guess Brandon Clark can be the starter at the 4 with Jaren Jackson being out for a while, so we'll see there. Miami Heat, pretty much same thing. Is I'm a little curious about that 4 spot. I think that we definitely have oversaturated talking about the importance of PJ Tucker at the age of 92. But at the same time, I'm still a firm believer that the Heat didn't really do anything this offseason to replace the type of player that he was. And I think there was opportunities to go out there and get those type of players. So yeah, we'll see if they'll be fine at that 4 spot. I think Martin should do well there. Hopefully, if not though, then they're going to kind of be in trouble as a team. I mean, you still got Duncan Robinson, but he struggled last season, and defensively, you're not going to get that toughness that you get out of PJ Tucker there. So we'll see. Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are looking like pretty much the same team. Just Chris Middleton's health, I think, is going to be important. But Bucks are a well-oiled machine. Nothing I can really say that I'm watching out for too much in the preseason for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think we kind of know who this team is. Not really a lot of question marks with them. For the Timberwolves, you all know what it is, man. Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns. In that dynamic at the 4 and 5 spot, I think it's going to work. The 2 new dynamics that I'm really concerned about, or just have a really big curiosity towards, is Rudy and Cat, and also DeJounte and Trey. And I don't know, I feel like this is gonna work. I just feel like Rudy Gobert and just his ability to just lock up the paint, and Cat's being able to roam the court now and everything. It's gonna work for some reason, man. Obviously having McDaniels, who really could be a most improved player candidate when the season's all said and done. Ant-Man, D'Lo. I'm excited for this team. It's gonna be fun. Next, we have the Pelicans. I'm curious about how their starting 5 is going to be orchestrated. I assume CJ is going to be the starting point guard. I think that Herb Jones is going to be playing the 2, which he was the power forward last year. That put Ingram at the 3, Zion at the 4, Valanciunas at the 5. Positionless basketball for sure. And then obviously how many minutes is Zion going to get to start the season? How's he going to be looking? Really excited about that. New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is going to be a good player. I already think he's a good player. And, you know, he was solid throughout the playoffs. He was solid throughout the playoffs because I guess for me, like when you see like a player just out of nowhere really, really pop off like that and end up getting a really large contract with a new team, for whatever reason, my mind always goes back to Bismack Biyombo. And just when he was playing for the Toronto Raptors years ago, and he had this one really damn good series, completely different player, obviously, and got a large contract, and he was a bitch-ass contract for years, I believe, on the Charlotte Hornets. So I don't think that's going to be Jalen Brunson, but it just, you want to make sure players, like, live up to the new contract they got and everything, and kind of, like, the hype that they gave everybody. OKC Thunder, Josh Giddey, I guess I would say here. I would have said Chet, but obviously he's out for the season now. So, yeah, OKC Thunder, I really think it's going to be a rebuild season. And Pokashevsky, I was pretty high on him last year. I had him as my most improved player before the season started. So that definitely did not turn out well. Sorry, McDaniels. Yeah, what else we got here? We have the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero in the reps he is going to be getting. I hope they treat him like a number one option off the bat. Like, just throw this dude into the fire, man, and just, like, you know, see if he can hang on to it. I also want to see Jalen Suggs and hopefully, you know, going into his sophomore season, a lot more productivity and everything along those. Wait, Jalen Suggs, this is second or third season? There's the memory again, man. Second season. No, is it? Damn, I don't remember shit. No, it is second season. That's right. Because he fell in the draft a little. That's right. Okay. Damn, man. I swear. But regardless. Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden's health and body and everything. He said he lost 100 pounds. That's a lot of damn weight. I ain't gonna lie. For like, that's actually for how long is the off season? Like 2 months? It's about 3 months, isn't it? Man lost an average of like 33.3333 pounds repeatedly in the off season. That's unhealthy. That shit's unhealthy. I mean, yeah, he probably maybe trimmed up the beard a little bit, probably got 50 pounds off of that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Phoenix Suns, really chemistry. It was announced that Cam Johnson is going to be the starting four, which means Jay Crowder is going to get traded at some point. DeAndre Ayton didn't look too happy, you know, as far as NBA Media Day goes. Everybody's saying like it was like a very sad environment there. Hopefully Monty Williams can get this team all set and ready to go because talent-wise, like CP3, D-Book, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and DeAndre for your starting five, it's one of the best starting fives and most balanced teams in the NBA. Portland Trailblazers, I would have to say, Shaedon Sharpe, and if he's playing and everything, I know he was injured in the summer league. I don't know how serious of an injury it was, but he should be playing, right? Nazir Little, I think, really has potential to, I don't think he's the most improved player, but I think he'd have a big come up this season. Then obviously the dynamic between Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons, that will be really interesting. Sacramento Kings, gotta be Keegan Murray, Summer League MVP, looking like a fantastic player in this draft class, so hopefully you can carry that to the preseason and the regular season, just because, you know, Summer League, we can always see guys go off. I remember last year it was Alpi, on the Houston Rockets. That dude was balling, man. The dude was like splashing, 7-footer shooting like from Curry range threes and everything. It was fun to watch. So yeah, we'll see if Keegan Murray can live up to the Summer League MVP. San Antonio Spurs. Damn, man. I guess the point guard position, I think Josh Primo is going to be running it. Would it be bad for me to say that the Spurs could end up having the worst record in NBA history? Like, is that like a hot take? I like Keldon Johnson. Jakob Poeltl's a good vet, but I mean, I could see a guy like that getting traded just for like embracing the rebuild and everything. I mean, Devin Vassell, I like him too, but I don't know, the idea that Josh Primo's be on point guard, just I don't know, man, I don't know. But what else we got? We got the Toronto Raptors. Guys, what am I curious about with this team? I would say just watching Scotty Barnes make more of a leap. I mean, one rookie of the year. He's going to end up being a superstar player, I think, in the league. Just the dynamic of their starting five. Another team that really leans heavily on positionless type of basketball. Looks like Pascal probably playing center, right? So, see how that all goes. Very excited about them. Utah Jazz. I guess Colin Sexton. I guess. In the Washington Wizards, the point guard position, and Monte Morris has historically always been a great backup point guard. I just don't know how that's going to hold up as far as being a starting point guard. Like, maybe this is his shot. He ends up becoming like an all-star caliber player. I hope for it because, I don't know, I really like Monte Morris. He always does his job well, man. Like, whenever I think of good quality backup point guards, I'm like, how can you be like Monte Morris? So that's all we have for this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoy just this little bit of me babbling on for about 20 minutes here. I know the highlights in the back definitely help from looking at my ugly face for the entire 20 minutes. But I really enjoyed this. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.